This conference will now be recorded.
So welcome to session number 15 of our entire EC payroll learning journey. And today we'll be focusing on the finance integration aspect of your EC payroll. So there are two aspects of when I'm talking about the finance integration. One part is your related to the posting, which is I will not be focusing much because that is you already know about it, and which is more or less similar, the same thing which you are doing in the on-premise payroll, this one activity. Second part of it, that is your from an integration point of view, those if you are integrating EC payroll with S4 HANA system, what are the steps? Okay, so that second part I'll be focusing more because that is important to understand. Okay, but anyway, in the presentation I have covered everything. Okay, so that I will quickly take you through. So this is the overall process, which I no need of any explanation. Like once you complete your productive payroll document, it will be just post your finance document to your finance SAVA file. Okay, so you'll be having both type of document that is simulated and the productive payroll document. Okay. This is just an overall high level understanding, nothing much. And this is for the people who actually who do not know what is a symbolic account. Okay, it's just acts like a translator in between your waste type and your GL number. So this is an integration point between your payroll and your GL in the finance. This is the payroll posting summary, how the start process from a process perspective. Okay, what is the start event? It can be a regular payroll or it can be an off-cycle payroll. We do the posting for both things. So as a payroll manager, you will be completing those productive payroll run. Once payroll run has been completed successfully, then you can proceed for your payroll posting. That will be your end event, and the output will be your posting document, which is actually can be transferred to the finance system. That is your success criteria. That is just a quick summary from an process summary. And from a system summary point of view, so like this is the flow chart actually. So this is just an understanding. So once you complete your payroll activities, you execute your simulation, posting simulation. If you are getting any error, then again you have to repeat this entire activity like releasing your correction, all those any master data related changes. Again, all those activity you will be doing, and again you will be running those payroll and all those stuff. Then again you proceed for the payroll, payroll simulations, posting simulations, and then you will be proceeding for further. This is just for understanding which you already know about it. So this is the same thing. And what are the activities we do? Generally, this is the part one of it, the configuration of your GL number, GL account, those grouping, and define employee grouping determinations, all those which we are already aware of in the on-premise days. So that part actually I'm just skipping. This is symbolic account configuration, all this the PPMOD feature. Okay, this is just for people who are very new to the on-premise payroll. So what are the different account assignment type? Just to have a quick recap on this topic. So like, what are the different activities in the accounting system? Like we have a balance sheet account, expense account, technical account. So these are the different types of accounts we do have in the accounting system. So, okay, so all these things, very old stuff, but still relevant in today's days as also. This is just an understanding of this concept. Now, having said that, I'll be focusing more towards the integration side of your ALE and IDOC. Whenever you are your in EC payroll, we do have EC payroll and FICO. It runs on a different system. Okay, for that reason, we require setting of the ALE. So, how do we set up those ALE and what are the different transaction code? Okay, so yesterday also we have a glance of ALE IDOC, but that is from a different angle. But that was for a time and other time integrations. But from an SAP FICO integration point of view, some of the steps are still common there, like setting of your logical system still. But I will just take you step by step process and how we'll be understanding how this data is transferred through ALE and manipulated through different rules, filters, and all. So we'll be all these things we'll be seeing here. The first activity which you will be getting, so like once you have to complete all of your configuration, the HR system. So there are two systems as I was mentioning. One is the HR system, another is your accounting system. And in the HR system, you'll be getting all these activities like grouping of symbolic account, defining a symbolic account, different creating those, posting date for payroll period, posting characteristics of those specific base types. So this is the standard configurations you have to maintain in your HR system. Okay. So after doing that, again the step two, which you have already seen, like there are different settings for accounting system, that is your finance system, like you're assigning your balance sheet, assigning your expense account, technical account, whatever is relevant for your project. Okay, so that you have to maintain. This is again not very new to EC payroll. This is already there, step one and step two. So regarding the documentation part, so actually if you follow the implementation guide or any official implementation documents, those are actually not very detailed, they have explained there. So I will recommend to always refer the document which is there in the HRAC. That is, suppose if you are posting, you are planning for an finance integration. So the documentation is much better here inside the SPRO, those help document inside this. So I even my projects, this is the entire documentation I have followed directly from here. Okay, so because this is more handy compared to the implementation guide. Okay, so I would also recommend to go through that particular documentation. So whatever it is there in the HR-HRAC not document. Okay, so as for that document, if you see, so there are two types of scenario, like you will be getting release 4.0 A and less than 4.0 A, but at present most of all of our systems are more than 4.0 A release. Okay, so for that reason we have to follow that particular documentations. Okay, so in that documentation you will be finding there are two types of table. One is a document type, another is your line item text. Okay, so you have to ensure those account tables must have been replicated in the HR system. So these documents you'll be finding, this table you have to maintain. You have to understand that table as well. So in this scenario, which you will be going through, I will just take you the screenshot, so you'll be able to understand in a much better way. Okay. Suppose I'm talking about the UAE. Suppose this specific to this country, and we do have this posting to accounting. Suppose if you are going there, then you will be finding those specific documentations. Like if I go there, so the link enabling. So there is an application called link. You have to go to this particular path where exactly you'll be maintaining that distribution model. Okay, so this is the same process which you have seen in the time management integrations yesterday as well. Okay, so first of all you have to configure those, create those, and maintain those distribution model, and there will be different objects to it. Okay, so whenever you are talking about the accounting system, so I have documented all the objects here in this particular slide. If you see, what are the different object name and what are the corresponding methods which are related to your accounting system, and what is the purpose of each and every object and each and every method. Okay, so we have these are very important activities which you have to do in your whenever you are doing the finance FICO integrations. Okay, so or S4 HANA finance integration. Out of this all these objects, so you will be seeing, so in this current scenario which I'll be going to show you, in this I have used this three most frequently used message type. This is your, because if whenever you're using ALI IDOC, system will ask for your message type. Okay, so in the maybe in the official documentation you will not be finding all this detail way, but in the SPRO node, if you follow that documentation, you'll be finding all detail in that particular node. Okay, so these are the three key message types. One is for employee expenses, all related to employee expenses. Another one is for all employee receivable. Another is all employee payable. Okay, so these are different three message types which you will be using during your integration. Okay, so this is an important one. Then similarly, we do have another display accounting method, like which is a payroll accounting document object. And this one also we will be using for displaying any kind of accounting document. Okay, so this is another object name and method which you will be using in our accounting system. After doing this is the step number 4. After doing this, we have to maintain the partner profile. Okay, so this is a very simple process again. So how do you create those partner profile? So simply you have to follow the same process, same steps which I have mentioned here: sending and receiving system, then system means network, then synchronize the processing. Okay, so if you go further, So this is how you'll be creating a partner profile. This one actually I have created in the EC payroll system. Okay, so I go to the EC payroll system and I have to just partner type, that is a logical system I'll be using here. So after going there, simply I have to create that particular partner profile and I have to maintain whatever is relevant, the partner number, partner type. Okay, so the same screens actually I have grabbed it here. So here, actually, as I was mentioning, it is a logical system. I have chosen LS, that is my partner type. Okay. Once you have chosen partner type, the message type which I was talking about, those three types of message type which I have shown to you, right? Accounting, GL, posting, and all those stuff. Okay. So simply you have to put those message type. And here in the partner system, if you see, this is the outbound parameter, because I'm connecting to a S4 HANA system. So I have just mentioned this is chosen that S4 HANA system environment here. Okay. So after doing this, I have to choose the payroll posting is from my EC payroll to S4 HANA. Okay, so this is the port which I am using. Okay, so in the receiver port, and accordingly, and it's for your client system, you will be choosing that particular port which you'll be using for your. And also we are using CPI. So for that reason, I have mentioned this is my port as PAYR_CPI. So this is my partner for in the partner profile. I have maintained all these things. Okay. So after doing this, once you have configured your distribution model, the partner, you have defined your partner profile. Okay. So if you expand this is a transaction code which exactly you can, otherwise you can same thing, you can access it from the transaction code SALE, that is your SALE transaction code. You can change if you would like to edit something, then also you can do it from here directly. Okay, so under your IDOC settings and logical system, defining the logical system. Okay, so by going there, you can expand the logical system and you can edit anything if it is required. Okay, so this is simple, but this is the 13 steps formula. Once you have set up your these things. Okay, so this is actually I have documented from my project only. So this is the steps are not directly mentioned anywhere. So just to make you understand the scenario, here in this scenario, my logical system, my say sender system, my will be my EC payroll. Okay, suppose say my EC payroll system is C11, that is my sender system, and my receiving system, suppose it is say S4 HANA development. Okay, so what I have to do, so I have to simply go to those transaction code SALE, that is in my EC payroll, which I have just shown you earlier. And then I have to just go to basic setting and logical system and define those logical system which I have told you. And initially it will be looking like this, the right hand side which I have taken the screenshot. Initially it will be looking like this. Simply you have to add that as a new entry. Okay, once you have done that, then you have to simply, we follow the naming convention. This is a logical system naming convention. First of all, you have to choose a name, that is which system you are using. So in this my scenario, that is the C11. Suppose that is my EC payroll development system, that is C11. So if in case of quality and production, it may be C12, C13 like that. And after that, the second part of the naming, this system naming convention is CLNT. It is common for both. Okay, so you can see, you can observe this way, like first one is your logical system name, then your CLNT, which is common. Again, third one is your client number. Okay, so it may happen if you are using in S4 HANA, it is a 300 client, so you can simply replace it 300. So this is just a naming convention which is generally we follow. Okay, so this is how you'll be creating the logical system in the both the system, that is one in your EC payroll system, another logical system which you'll be creating in your S4 HANA system or the receiver system, which you can say. Okay, so once you have done this activity in both the system, what you can do, you can assign client C11 to the logical system, and similarly same activity you can do it for your S4 HANA system. Okay, so this is the entire activity which will be helping you to creating the logical system in both sending system, which will be your EC payroll, and the receiving system, which will be your S4 HANA, say, finance system. Okay, so that will be your quick 13 steps. Okay, to how to see this, and same thing logically I have given it in the step-by-step process. Okay, so how to log into your logical system, that is your, there is a directory code BD54 which you can use to understand see and view the logical system. And this actually logical systems are nothing but actually we also call it as a cross client system, because we are talking to an S4 HANA system or you are talking to a different client. Okay, so for that reason they are called also as a cross client system, and you must maintain a logical system in a client which is in which your cross client customizing is allowed. Okay, so this is the concept of a logical system. What is the definition of a logical system? And you can access it via transaction code VD54. And you can see in this system which I have defined, this is my EC payroll system as I have flagged it here. So in this case, my sender system is a C11, that is C11 CLNT 100, and my S4 HANA, that is my logical system of the receiver. Okay, so the arrow is little bit up. Okay, this is my logical receiver system. So in this way, we can define which is my sender system and which is my receiver system. And same thing, we can do it for your S4 HANA system. So this is a screenshot which I grabbed from my S4 HANA system. And by going there in the VD54 in the transaction, so here also I can define it here. So like which is my sender and receiver logical system. Okay, in this way you can define, and the table which I was talking about, the T000, that also you can view it here. This is how that text system will be looking like. Okay, so the settings, the basic settings which you generally, this is the best practice, you can choose the automatic recording of the changes. Okay, so that it will be captured in your transaction TR. Okay, so all these things you can capture here in this particular environment. Okay, once you have done that, so the next one is the accounting GL posting post, which you have defined. So once you've configured it, it will be looking like this. Okay, the distribution model will be looking like this. This is from an ECP perspective. If you see ECP to S4 HANA payroll posting, that will be your dot model. In that you can see both your sender system as well as your receiver system. So in my case, the sender system is my development client 100 C11, which is my EC payroll system, and my receiving system will be my S4 HANA development client 110. Okay, so in this way you can visualize the distribution model, and under that I have defined the posting accounting GL posting post. Okay, so that I have defined here. That is the one. Hmm. Once it is done, the next activity, step number 6, will be like you're administrating the entire IDOC thing. So this is not a very new thing. So how you'll be administrating those IDOC activities? Okay, this is the same. So what are the activities you have to do? So like first of all, you have to register the services like inbound soap. So this is a service which you have to register. This is again in a one-time activity. So you'll be getting a screen like this. So where exactly you have to, that URI SOAP application will be getting, and same thing in for your S4 HANA system as well. So this is a one-time activity which you have to register. Okay, so once you register this, so you'll be asking for your all those specific service names or defined service names and all. So then once it is done, that IDOC list also you can get it here, like the logical message type which I was mentioning to you, and the partner you can filter it by using your partner type. As the partner type is LS, that is the logical system we are using in this entire activity, that you can choose the partner type. And similarly the partner port also. So here you are using the port which I have mentioned in the earlier presentation. So that same partner port you can filter it out here, and the type of your this basic type and logical message, as we are using GL posting scenario, so you can choose that particular basics type, and that entire IDOC list you can get it in the system itself. Okay, so once you do that, then how to this in the another transaction code called WE21. Okay, so where exactly you can see those payroll posting, all those details of the port, the RFC destination. Okay, so in my case, RFC destination is defined like this: ECP CPI payroll posting. This is my RFC destination. I have defined here in this under XML HTTP this port. Okay, so you can do it using this transaction WE21. Okay, so this is the one activity again. Once you have done that, so finally you can check your consistency. Okay, so whether all the configuration have been corrected or have been properly or not. Okay, so that you can see it here, the consistency test by the whether your partner profile or any entry is missing or any port is missing. So those all these things you can check and consistency, you can test it here. So this is the entire setting which you have to do in your EC payroll as well as your S4 HANA side. Okay, so this is an activity before, and there are some key points, key notes here. Whenever you are doing this integration in EC payroll or S4 HANA, as on 23rd, this document has not been yet been updated as of now. So as on 23rd April, when actually the project I was implementing, so at that point of time, the integration is supported. This kind of all this activity is supported in this many countries. Okay, this many country versions. So we have US as well, US, India, most of the all the countries are covered here. And they have also mentioned like there are some restriction as well, you can see, like posting to personal number related customers or vendors are not possible. There are some certain limitations, and also there are some restrictions which you can find out in a specific note which I have referred in my project. Okay, suppose you are using some assignment type queue, so that you can refer it. And posting for EC payroll is not released for public sector. Okay, so there are some scenarios, there are some public sector specific entities are some restrictions are there from specific to country, that has not been released as of now. Okay, and the last one is also an important one. So the posting from EC payroll, the documents, it will support up to 2000 lines. Okay, so it will support up to 2000 lines. You may have to see those documents in details to see it further. Okay, so these are different limitations or different release as of the current release, EC payroll perspective from an integration point of view. Hmm. So these are the different notes, and if I'm getting some additional notes, then I can. But as of now, it is the latest one. So since 2 months and 3 months, I've not seen any update from the SAP side. Okay. So otherwise, we have to monitor that, and we will be getting any updates coming from in the new release. That also from a finance posting point of view, that we can get it from there, and which I've already talked about, the high level integrations. So like S4 HANA, suppose if you're integrating with S4 HANA cloud, so there will be your technical integration. You have to activate your communication scenario in your S4 HANA side, and similarly those will be in your EC side. Okay, so there will be similarly will be having those business integration as well. Your master data and the configuration related settings. So this is just a high level integration setup. And similarly the data flow, how the data flow will be happening. So from a daily business perspective, we will be having automatic replication of your cost center. Okay, so like cost accountant related changes or any cost center
So,
related. Yeah.
so we haven't seen this interface yet. S4 HANA to EC payroll for cost center replication,
Mm-hmm.
or S4 HANA to success factors for
Mm-hmm.
cost center replication.
Mm-hmm. Actually, S4 HANA system, I will not be able to connect because it requires some
No,
VPN.
that's fine. That wasn't the question. Question
Mm-hmm.
was, will you be sharing some information on cost center replication from S4 HANA to EC payroll and cost center replication from S4 HANA to success factors, or
Mm-hmm.
cost center replication from success factors to EC payroll?
Okay, so you need those screenshot actually, or how is it?
Anything, because
Okay, okay. I will send that. I think I have already covered in the P2P, but I will again send
no,
details
no,
to you.
no, you didn't understand me.
Mm-hmm.
So see, I'll go slowly again. All right, hear me out. Now
Okay.
from S4 HANA
Hmm.
is your source of record for your
Hmm.
finance related information, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what we are visiting as part
Hmm.
of your slices, which you just went through,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Yes,
Now,
yes.
when S4 HANA is your source of record
Hmm.
for your GL, it's a GL master and it's a cost center master also. It
Yes.
holds your cost center information. So
Hmm.
any any cost center, first of all, not even a new cost center, the
Hmm.
existing cost center hierarchy, what
Hmm.
exists in S4 HANA should also
Hmm.
be present in EC payroll or any let me finish the whole thing. Any
Hmm.
existing cost center hierarchy which is present in S4 HANA should also be present in success factors EC, because S4HANA is your source of record of cost centers, right? It's one particular kind of a business scenario, which is quite possible with customers when S4HANA is a source of record of GL master and cost center master, right? So that means there has to be an integration where S4HANA will be updating EC payroll and S4HANA will be updating success factors with the cost center information. So can you provide some details on that integration?
Okay. So S4 HANA from two perspectives, one is for cost center for EC and GL, all details and other configuration.
Did I mention GL? I did not mention GL.
Hierarchy you are talking about, right? Only.
You don't follow my question. Let me repeat it again. So S4 HANA, I'm saying in very simple terms, right? S4 HANA is source of record of your finance information, right?
Yes.
Right. So in that case, if S4 HANA is a source of record for finance information, then S4 HANA will be source of information for your GL master, because GL is also a master data from finance perspective, right? Right? Say yes.
Yes.
And also the cost center is a master data from finance perspective, right?
Yes.
So in order to keep S4 HANA and ECP in sync, you need to have an interface from S4 HANA to ECP for your cost centers and GL, right?
Yes.
Yes. Similarly, you need to have an interface from S4 HANA to Employee Central for cost center also, because when you will be using cost centers in Employee Central also, right? In order to hire the employees and put it in their org info portlet. So where are those cost centers going to come from? Those cost centers will come from S4 HANA, because S4 HANA is your source of record. So I need some information on those interfaces. S4 HANA. Did you understand? I gave more info here. It was quite simple. My question was quite simple. Basically, what I'm looking for is an interface from S4 HANA to ECP, which you are showing in for first part of your diagram or first half of your diagram, right? If you read your diagram carefully, it is showing that only cost center replication from S4 HANA to EC payroll. And there has to be another interface also, S4 HANA to success factors for your cost center sync. So I'm seeking for that information.
Okay, sure. I will definitely detail some detailed information I'll be sharing with you. Okay, just I'm making a note of it. If it is there in my presentation, is well and good. I think these are the actually configuration steps I have added here. Like what are the activities you'll be doing from S4 HANA cloud. Okay, so there are different apps. Okay, so that interface details are just making a note of it. Okay, if I'm getting, once I get this information details, I'll be sharing with you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. S4 HANA to EC. Yes, I got it.
Both S4 HANA to ECP and S4 HANA to success factors.
Yeah, I got it.
Right, it's one typical business scenario where S4 HANA is a system of record for finance information. Let's say if S4 HANA is not a record for finance information, it's some XYZ system, Oracle Finance or some other system, then in that case, this interface wouldn't exist. We will just post our payroll finance in ECP and then export that information elsewhere. And similarly, cost center may be source of record in employee central itself, or it will come from some other third party system. So in that case, that interface won't be relevant, but it will be relevant when you have S4 HANA as a source of record for finance master data.
Got your point. Got your point, Lokesh. Actually, I will look into it and I will definitely share that information with you. Hmm. Okay. So this is your data flow diagram, which is exactly once your payroll user posts the payroll, those data will be transferred and it will be updating in your GL of your S4 HANA cloud. Okay, so this is actually a day-to-day business operation activities where exactly it will in the S4 HANA system will change your GL accountant, the person who is taking care of those business operation, the finance accountant person, he will be checking those postings. So there is a specific application for that. So when I say app, so you just remember these are actually Fury app. Okay, so it's not your anything other than that. So there is an Fury app in S4 HANA Cloud, managed cost center app, and there is an app for managed journal entries app. So these are actually Fury app which you'll be getting in your S4 HANA system. Okay, so that is the meaning of those app. So this is actually defined by SAP. They have the standard applications already available. So the detailed scenario, if you see, like these are six different applications or the Fury apps which we already have available. Okay, so from S4 HANA Cloud to activate those communication scenario, we have three types of application: maintaining communication users app, communication systems app, and your communication arrangements app. But similarly, for setting up those cost center, we have two apps like defining filter criteria, replicate by replication model app. These are different applications we do have for setting up the cost center. Similarly, those scheduling your cost center replication. Okay, so we have there is another application called communication arrangement app. So these are different applications available in S4 HANA Cloud. Okay, so that you can configure or customize. So the same detail I have explained here. Okay, so like how to set up that entire scenario. Okay, so this activity which you can do, and once you have done it, so it's like you will be having those cost center master data. It will be replicated. It will be created in your system quality and same thing you can complete in your quality and productions environment as well. And you have to ensure your symbolic account, all those mappings which I talked about in the earlier part of today's session, like you have to maintain those configuration settings related to those activities, and it will be once you have done it, actually the settings you can transfer to the production environment once the testing is over and everything is working fine. Okay, that you can move it in the production system. Okay, so these are different activities which you can do from an integration perspective. Okay, but I'm just making a note of it. So like those interface, I'll be coming into detail about it. So this was all related to your finance integration point of view. Any questions other than that? Do you have, Lokesh, for me, or anything
No,
you'd like?
no, just the one which I had asked you,
Okay.
and you made a note already on it. So
Yes. Yes.
I'll be glad if you share that information with me.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Besides that, I think everything it's a standard, nothing new. So
Yes. Nothing
that's
new. Yeah. So another thing I would just call out, you do not have to create any custom interface because all are standard available. You do not have to build any custom interface for this finance integration from EC Payroll to S4 HANA because the standard interface already available. You can directly utilize those interface. You do not have to build anything from scratch. Okay, so that is one of the call out. And also for detail about it, because this settings actually is done from a finance end or some integrations consultant, they generally do it. And also I mentioned one blog here to detail know if you are interested know more about it, how the setup is setting, because I have not done to honestly speaking this configuration actually done by the finance part and also those S4 HANA side. Okay, so this settings. Okay, so about as a functional consultant, if you would like to explore more, there's a detailed blog about it. Okay, which generally I referred in my
who
project.
has
Okay,
written. Open that blog, please. Who has written?
just a minute, I will stop recording.
This
Different
conference will now be
Fury applications.
recorded.
You can see like maintain communication user, communication arrangement. It's a more technical in nature. Okay, so you can how to set up those activity, those API related user ID password. Okay, so all those details are mentioned here. So how to set up those communication system, the different assigning those port and all. It's a little technical. Those inbound and outbound communication user, defining all those. So generally, technical integration consultant generally do it this activity. Okay, so but these details, if you would like to interested, then you can explore this blog which I have mentioned here.
Sure.
Okay. So then, Lokesh, that's all for today. So to next session, we'll be starting with your payroll control center. Okay. So we'll
Okay,
be having
okay.
coming session.
So,
Okay. So we'll
so,
see.
so Niladri, will you be able to share this updated PPT? Or the last one which you had shared, it would have this integration also, right?
Yes,
Or
yes.
not?
Actually, this is already having because I have not changed anything as of now here in this
Okay,
presentation. The
okay,
last
that
time which is the same one because I didn't get a time to in this week to update anything. So maybe today and tomorrow I'll be getting enough time and I will be updating this slide. And maybe after payroll control center is over, then I'll be sending those updated entire updated tech with you.
okay. So that is good. Is it possible when we meet on
Hmm.
when are we meeting again? Tuesday morning, right? Your time?
The morning my timing, yeah.
Okay. So that time around, can we please spare 15 minutes
Hmm.
to just look into my learning hub, that system access? Maybe we
Hmm.
will look at it together. I just want to make sure what
Hmm.
kind of system accesses I've got and up to
Hmm.
what detail I can play around. Because remember last time you saw all the list of those systems,
Hmm.
ECP, EC,
Hmm.
but this time around I just want to see what level of access I've got. And
Okay. So
second,
there's
yeah,
live system, right? Live system from SAP.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
second of all, I wanted to check with you. You remember you told me that my help.sap user
Hmm.
ID password should work with blogs.sap also. But some
Yeah.
reason
Hmm.
it went out of sync. I do not know why, and
Hmm.
it kept giving me the error message. Please
Hmm.
wait for 24 hours. We are working on it. But then
Hmm.
I logged in again today, nothing happened. But don't worry about it. Let's
Hmm.
talk in those 15 minutes when you
Hmm.
will spare for it. Maybe
Okay.
on, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So in between, have you explored this thing? I think did I mention this regarding to you? This universal ID sap.com.
Uh, what is it?
Actually, this is a new thing which came up last 1 month, 2 months back. Okay. So exactly, you have to create your universal ID. Every consultant, you have